Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on IUIC TV. That's right, I said on IUIC TV. Download the app today. Shalom.
All praises to the Most High God of Israel. I want to give all praise to the Most High and His Son, Jesus the Christ. Is this the first class in our school, right? This is the first class in our new school. All praises to the Most High. Hey, listen, and it's going to be a class that, remember, I always tell y'all, whenever I teach and I write classes, I write it for myself and for the edification of those around me. So it's not just for y'all, it's for me as well. All right? So let's go ahead and get started. I want to give double honors to our leadership, the bishops and the deacons and the captains. Pull up my, I want that first slide or image. Pull that up. All right. So the topic is the deception of excuse making. Okay? The deception of excuse making. Now, excuses. This is the thing about excuses. They only deceive the person who gives it. Okay? Because they think that the excuse was accepted. But in actuality, they think the person who receives the excuse thinks, I knew I couldn't count on that person. I can't trust that person, or I can't rely on that person. All right? You can take that down. Now, think about it like this. Let's say you loan somebody some money, and they say, I'm going to pay you back on Friday. Friday comes, they tell you, oh, man, I ain't got the money, man. My baby needed diapers. Man, my car broke down. I need a new alternator, this, that, and the third. And the brother say, okay, all right, cool. And in your mind, you think, okay, I'm cool, we good. But in the brother's mind, he's thinking, brother didn't pay me my money back. He ain't thinking about all your excuses that you gave him, all your reasons why. You gave your word and said that you were going to do something, and you didn't do it. Brother calls and says, hey, I need a ride to the airport. I'm going to travel. Okay, cool. What time do you need to be picked up? I need to be picked up at 5 a.m. I need to be at the airport by 5:30. Okay, cool. All praises. I'll be there to pick you up. 5 o'clock comes. Ring. The brother ain't answering the phone. Hey, bro. Hey, bro. Hey, answer your phone, man. I thought you was going to give me a ride to the airport. The brother calls you back at 10 a.m. 5 hours later and says, my bad, bro. I didn't set my alarm. My bad, bro. I didn't set my alarm. So what's the brother supposed to say? Oh, man, you didn't set your alarm. Okay, I understand. No, I missed my flight. It's non-refundable. I tried to count on you, and I couldn't rely on you. Give me that next picture. Put the next picture up. Now, this is the thing about excuses. If you don't make excuses, you don't have to take them. The only reason someone will be willing to accept an excuse is because those excuses are a down payment on an excuse you plan to cash in on later. Meaning you BS each other. You take brothers' excuses because you know you're going to give excuses. If you don't give excuses, you don't have to take excuses. Now, give me that scripture real quick. I want Proverbs 25 and 19. I was reading this scripture to the brothers this past Sabbath. And I've been meditating on this scripture for the past week as I was meditating on this class. Let's read that. Do I have a reader? Oh, Officer Jeshurun, you got me? I appreciate it. Yeah, I want Proverbs. It's 25 and 19.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 25, verse 19. Mm-hmm. Confidence in an unfaithful man.
So if you have confidence, or if you have faith, or you trust an unfaithful man, read.
In a time of trouble.
In the time you need him, you need to ride to the airport. Come on.
It's like a broken tooth.
It's like a what?
It's like a broken tooth.
Can you use a broken tooth, y'all? No. Read on.
And a foot out of joint.
If your foot is dislocated out of joint, can you walk on it? So what is that foot to you? It's useless. People who make excuses are useless. Now, the Lord called all of us in this truth to be used, to be utilized for a goal, to be used as a vessel to complete a job, a task, a mission. But we have gotten comfortable with not only giving excuses, but accepting excuses. We got to stop accepting excuses, because the only reason you'll accept an excuse is because you plan to give one. Now, give me Sirach 32:17. Sirach 32:17. Read that. This is the one that we all know this one. We all quote this one, right?
The book of Sirach, chapter 32, verse 17.
Read.
A sinful man will not be reproved.
See, a sinful man, a brother who's hell-bent on committing iniquity, he's in the midst of sin. Read. He will not be reproved. Come on.
But findeth an excuse.
But he finds what?
Findeth an excuse.
Read.
According to his will.
Does God care about the excuse that he gives? The judgment is already written. He that lieth with mankind as he lieth with another man, their blood shall be upon them. They have committed an abomination. So your excuse may be, oh, well, I was born that way. I can't help who I love. Those are all excuses. These are excuses we hear all the time when we go out and teach the word of God. Nobody cares about your excuse. It does not change the end result. The Lord is going to kill you. The Lord is going to take your life. The Lord is going to cast you into the lake of fire, that your worm dieth not. Give me the next image. Give me that next image. Now, we're going to go over 4 types of excuses. We're going to go over 4 types of excuses. Can you read that? Can you see that, Officer Joshua?
Yes, sir.
Okay, read that for us.
Personal inadequacy excuses.
Now, this type of excuse is dealing with your personal inadequacies, right? Meaning there's flaws within you that you try to use as an excuse as to why you can't do something. Okay, go ahead.
I'm not smart.
They'll say, I'm not smart. Go ahead.
Talented.
I don't have those skills.
Experienced enough.
I haven't gained the experience to do that. Read.
Represents a self-limiting belief pattern.
It represents a self-limiting. So God didn't put those limitations on you. You put those limitations on yourself. Come on.
People often underestimate their capabilities or use perceived inadequacies to avoid trying.
They use perceived, because is perception reality? No. That's what you think in your own mind. The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? So in your mind, you think, oh, I can't do this, or I can't do that, right? I'll give an example. Brothers all across the congregation, all the schools need video editors, right? Brother's excuse would be, oh, I don't have a computer. Oh, I don't know how to edit videos. Guess what? When I came into the truth, I had a cheap old computer, and I didn't know how to edit. I tried to learn how to edit. The software kept telling me, hey, bro, your computer too old. I figured it out. I said, all right, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put money aside each week, and I'm going to go buy me a better computer. Bought me a better computer, taught myself how to edit on YouTube, watching YouTube tutorials, taught myself how to edit it, and I was the first editor here in Texas editing camp videos. The brothers up here know. The first editor. I never edited a video before. The first video I ever edited was an IUIC camp video. But you know what the problem is? The problem is, brothers, we're going to talk about it towards the end of on the last type, but brothers and sisters lack the determination to get things done. Now, we're going to talk about some examples in the scriptures of these personal inadequacy excuses. Let's go to Exodus chapter 3 and read verse 9. We're going to read 9 to 11. We're going to talk about some of these types of excuses. Watch this.
The book of Exodus, chapter 3, verse 9.
Now, in the Christian church, I don't want nobody to get this wrong what I'm about to say, but in the Christian church, we idolized our forefathers, which we idolized Bible figures in the Christian church. We didn't know they were our forefathers. We idolized them, right? But when you come into this truth and you study, remember the scripture says the things that were written aforetime were written for our learning, right? Meaning we can learn from the mistakes of our forefathers. As the more you study, you start to see some of the flaws and shortcomings that our forefathers had, right? That doesn't mean to disrespect or look down on them. That means to learn from their plight and be able to perfect yourself based on the things that they went through. That's what it's there for. It's for your learning. Okay? So now let's look at Moses. Read that.
Exodus chapter 3, verse 9.
Uh-huh.
Now, therefore, behold, the cry of the children of Israel is come unto me.
Mm-hmm.
And I have also seen the oppression wherewith the Egyptians oppressed them.
So this is the Lord speaking to Moses saying, I see the affliction that y'all are going through. My people, the children of Israel. Read on.
Come now, therefore, and I will send thee unto Pharaoh, that thou mayest bring forth my people, the children of Israel, out of Egypt.
Come therefore, I'm going to use you. I'm going to use you to go to Pharaoh and deliver my people out of Egypt. Come on.
And Moses said unto God, who am I?
Who am I? I ain't nobody. I ain't nobody. Read.
That I should go unto Pharaoh, and that I should bring forth the children of Israel out of Egypt.
He said, who am I? He's already doubting himself. He's already beginning to form excuses of inadequacy. Jump over to chapter 4. Start at verse 1. I need you to read a little bit faster. All right. Chapter 4, verse 1. Go ahead.
Exodus chapter 4, verse 1. And Moses answered and said, but behold, they will not believe me.
Stop. Here's another excuse. But if I go to the children of Israel, they ain't going to believe me. Come on.
But they will not believe me, nor hearken unto my voice, for they will say, the Lord hath not appeared unto thee.
Now, is that something that we can control when we go out and teach? We can't control whether people believe what we teach or not. But the Lord said, go out and teach them. And if you had that faith that, okay, I'm going to go out and teach it and I'm going to be effective, then guess what? The people who meant to come in, they're going to come in. But it's not for us to make excuses. Continue reading.
And the Lord said unto him, what is that in thine hand? And he said, a rod. And he said, cast it on the ground. And he cast it on the ground, and it became a serpent. And Moses fled from before it. And the Lord said unto Moses, put forth thine hand and take it by the tail. And he put forth his hand and caught it, and it became a rod in his hand. Mm-hmm. That they may believe that the Lord God of their fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob, hath appeared unto thee.
So here's God taking away Moses' excuses. All right, I'm gonna boost your stock. I'm gonna give you some gifts and some skills and some talents that's gonna make you seem more credible, right? I'm going to give you these skills. You're going to be able to turn this rod into a snake and turn it back into a rod again. They're going to know that the Lord is dealing with you then, surely. Jump down to verse 10.
Exodus chapter 4, verse 10. And Moses said unto the Lord, O my Lord, I am not eloquent, neither heretofore, nor since thou hast spoken unto thy servant, but I am slow of speech and of a slow tongue.
Here's another excuse Moses is giving. He said, Lord, I can't go to these people. I don't speak as well as they do. Meaning what? Moses was raised up in the in the Egyptian world, right? He was raised in the house of Pharaoh. So what language was he primarily speaking? He was speaking the Egyptian tongue. So now when it comes for him to go talk to his people and deliver to his people, that's his second language. He's not as strong at speaking that language. That's what he's saying. Christians will lie and say he had a stuttering problem or he had some type of speech impediment. That's not true. That's unbiblical, right? Moses was very intelligent. But again, he's giving excuses. Read on.
And the Lord said unto him, who hath made man's mouth? Or who maketh the dumb or deaf or the seeing or the blind? Have not I the Lord? Mm-hmm. Now therefore go. I will be with my mouth.
I will be with thy mouth.
And teach thee what thou shalt say.
Read.
And he said, O my Lord, send, I pray thee, by the hand of him whom thou wilt send. Mm-hmm. And the anger of the Lord was kindled against Moses. And he said, is not Aaron the Levite thy brother?
So now, what's the posture that the Lord is coming back at Moses with due to his excuses? The Lord's getting angry. Man, I told you ever tell your kid to do something and they say, but and then they say, boy, if you say another word, do what I tell you to do before I slap you. Yeah. Right? That's how it is. Because why? Excuses are nothing but lies. That's all it is. It's just nonsense. It's nonsense. Right? Now, we know the rest of the history. Moses went and did what the Lord told him to do, right? He delivered the children of Israel out of the hand of the Egyptians, out of the hand of Pharaoh, right? Right? Hello, am I talking to myself? Okay, all praises. So these are things that we must understand. Man, something came to my head that wasn't even in my notes. Hold up. Go to John 5. Wasn't even in my notes. It just, the Spirit put it in my head. 5, and I want here you go. Read verse 1. Start at verse 1.
The book of John, chapter 5, verse 1. After this, there was a feast of the Jews, and Jesus went up to Jerusalem. Now there is at Jerusalem by the sheep market a pool, which is called in the Hebrew tongue Bethesda, having 5 porches. In these lay a great multitude of impotent folk.
These are folk that are sick. They got different ailments. Go ahead.
Of impotent folk, of blind, halt, withered, waiting for the moving of the water.
Waiting for the moving of the water. Read a little faster. Go ahead.
Verse 4. For an angel went down at a certain season into the pool and troubled the water.
Right.
Whosoever then first after the troubling of the water stepped in was made whole of whatsoever disease he had.
Now that's the background story that you need to understand the next part. So there was a pool that an angel would come and touch the water, and the first person who would get in that water would be healed of whatever ailment that they had. Right? Read the next part.
And a certain man was there which had an infirmity 38 years.
He was 38 years, he had an infirmity. What's the infirmity? It's going to tell you, read.
And Jesus saw him lie and knew that he had been now a long time in the case.
So this dude, as you read on, you'll know that he's lame. He's unable to walk. Okay, go ahead.
He saith unto him, wilt thou be made whole?
So Christ asked him, will you be made whole? Read. Do you want to be healed? Read.
The impotent man answered him, Sir, I have no man when the water is troubled to put me into the pool.
So what he do? He came up with an excuse. The Lord, is that a yes or no question or not? Is that a yes or no question or not? But he said, but there's nobody there to put me in the pool. That's how some of y'all are. We asked you a question, and then you got all these excuses. Like, hold on, we ain't even got to that part yet. Read it again.
The impotent man answered him, Sir, I have no man when the water is troubled to put me into the pool.
Come on.
But while I am coming, another steppeth down before me.
So now what he said was, I ain't got nobody to help me. My family members ain't ish. My brother ain't ish. My mama ain't ish. My daddy ain't ish. They couldn't put me in the pool, right? They knew I can't walk. So he blaming folks. Then he says, other people just better than me. They faster than me. They get there faster than me. As soon as the angel troubled it, I can't get there fast enough. He got all these excuses. All Christ asked him was, do you want to be healed? So, hey, some of us is like that. That just jumped in my head. Let's move on. Now, go to Jeremiah 1, verse 5.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 1, verse 5. Mm-hmm. Behold, I formed thee in the belly. I knew thee.
The Lord telling Jeremiah, before I made you in your mother's belly, I knew your spirit. I knew you. Come on.
And before thou camest forth out of the womb,
before you was born,
I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations.
Come on.
Then said I, Lord God, behold, I cannot speak, for I am a child.
That's an excuse. Is that not an excuse? I can't go teach these people. I can't go be a prophet. I'm too young. I'm a child. I'm inadequate. Who gonna listen to a kid? Read on.
I am a child. But the Lord said unto me, say not, I am a child, for thou shalt go to all that I shall send thee, and whatsoever I command thee, thou shalt speak. Be not afraid of their faces, for I am with thee to deliver thee, saith the Lord.
Right. So the Lord gave Jeremiah the power to be successful. The power for us to be successful is in all of our spirits. We just got to have that faith. Remember what did Christ say? If you have faith as a what? As a mustard seed, you'll be able to do what? You'll be able to move mountains. Right? So now, hold on. Why do we come up with so many excuses then of why we can't do this and why we can't do that? It's a lack of faith. It's a lack of faith. That's what it is. Get Judges. Go to Judges chapter 6, verse 12. We still talking about personal inadequacy excuses. Personal inadequacy excuses.
The book of Judges, chapter 6, verse 12.
Mm-hmm.
And the angel of the Lord appeared unto him and said unto him,
This is talking about Gideon. Go ahead.
The Lord is with thee, thou mighty man of valor. And Gideon said unto him, O my Lord, if the Lord will be with us, why then is all this befallen us? And where be all his miracles which our fathers told us of, saying, Did not the Lord bring us up from Egypt? But now the Lord hath forsaken us and delivered us into the hands of the Midianites.
So now Gideon's starting to lose faith. He's starting to lose sight of himself, and he's starting to doubt the Lord. Come on.
And the Lord looked upon him and said, Go in this thy might, and thou shalt save Israel from the hand of the Midianites. Have not I sent thee?
Right. You go deliver the people. I'm going to use you to do it. That's what the Lord told him. You want your people to be saved? All right, then. You the man for the job. Let's go. Watch what he says. Read.
And he said unto him, O my Lord, wherewith shall I save Israel?
Wherewith shall I? How I'm going to save Israel? What am I going to do? How I'm going to do it? Read.
Behold, my family is poor.
I'm from a poor family. I ain't nobody. I'm from a poor. So you ever met those people who bring problems, but then when you try to make them the solution, they be you want me to fix this and do that? Well, you brought the problem. I figure you would want to be the solution too. No, Negroes ain't made like that. Not here in America, they not. No. Read it again from the top.
And he said unto him, O my Lord, wherewith shall I save Israel?
Mm-hmm.
Behold, my family is poor in Manasseh, and I am the least in my father's house.
Not only am I from a poor family, but I'm the least out of that poor family. I'm the worst one. How am I going to do something? These are excuses of inadequacy. Okay, read verse 16.
And verse 16. And the Lord said unto him, Surely I will be with thee, and thou shalt smite the Midianites as one man.
You see that? The Lord is an excuse remover. The Lord is an excuse repeller. He'll get rid of that excuse that you got real quick. Bring up the next image that I got. We're going to move on to the next one. So those were personal inadequacy excuses. Be mindful of that. You are far greater than what you believe. You are far more powerful than what you believe. Okay, these right here, this right here. Read that one.
Time-based excuses.
These are time-based excuses. Read.
I don't have time.
This is what people say. Oh, I don't got time for that. Read.
Or I'm too busy.
I got a lot going on in my life. Come on.
Are perhaps the most common modern excuses.
These are the most common modern excuses. Oh, I'm busy. Oh, I got this going on. Read.
While time constraints are real.
Time constraints are real. We all get how many hours in a day?
24 hours.
24. Some of y'all act like y'all get 36. The way y'all be moving slow. But anyway, that's another topic. Anyway, go ahead.
People often use them to mask different underlying issues, like poor prioritization.
So your poor lack of planning and scheduling and prioritizing your time, you try to cover all that mess up with the excuse of you just so busy. Ain't nobody that busy. Stop it. Stop it. Next. Keep reading.
Or lack of genuine interest.
Or lack of genuine, sincere interest. You really don't care. You really don't care. Because guess what? You would make time for the things that you care about. Am I right or wrong about that? You'll make time for the things you care about. Come on.
These excuses feel safe because everyone understands time pressure.
Yeah, because everyone has the pressure of time, right? We all got a lot of things going on. So you in your mind, you feel like, oh, this is going to be a good excuse because everybody understands how busy we can be, right? So it's a safe excuse. Yeah, I'm busy. No, it's still an excuse. It still only deceives you. We still know that you're full of it. Okay, now, let's get some scriptures on that. Let's go to Luke 14:16. Luke chapter 14, verse 16.
The book of Luke, chapter 14, verse 16.
Come on.
Then said he unto him, A certain man made a great supper, and bade many, and sent his servant at supper time to say to them that were bidden, Come, for all things are now ready. And they all with one consent began to make excuse.
You see that what they did? The Lord called these people. They made excuse. Come on.
The first said unto him, I have brought a piece of ground, and I must needs go and see it.
I don't have time. I don't have time to do that right now. I got to go see this land that I just bought. I got to go make sure this land is okay, right? You know what that is in modern day terms? Oh, I just bought a house. Oh, I just got a new apartment. I got to go make sure this, that, and the third. Oh, I just got a new car. I got to go detail it, and I got to go do. Okay, read on.
I pray thee have me excused.
Yeah, please excuse me. Go ahead.
And another said, I have bought 5 yoke of oxen, and I go to prove them.
See, I got to go check on my oxen. I got to go make sure that they're good. I just bought 5 new oxen. I got to make sure they're healthy. I got to make sure they're good. I don't got time to go to that wedding feast. I don't got time to go to camp. I don't got time to edit these videos. I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time for ladies in waiting. I ain't got time to work out. I want to die fat. I ain't got time. Read.
I pray thee have me excused.
Mm-hmm.
And another said, I have married a wife, and therefore I cannot come.
See, I can't go. I just got married. See, I'm still on my honeymoon. Yeah, okay. Hey, you know that woman is a big reason why brothers claim they can't do stuff.
Yeah.
That's a lot. Hey, that's the lie that a lot of brothers use in the world. Yeah, they know they don't want to go nowhere. So you know what they say? Yeah, I gotta check with my wife, make sure everything okay on that before I make any decisions on that. You know what I'm saying? Knowing dang well their wife do not care. That's just an excuse they use to get out of it. They just use you, sis. They just use you as an excuse. That's what it is. But brothers in the truth, yet they do it. Oh, my wife not feeling well, and okay. Are you a certified physician? I mean, does she need round-the-clock bedside care? I mean, brother, I met you. Your bedside manner isn't that great. You would be better suited at camp. Any one of those sisters can go and get your wife some Pedialyte. I don't know.
Damn.
Oh, but if she sniffles, I got to be there to catch the snot. We got brothers like that. Go ahead, read on.
Verse 21. So that servant came and shewed his Lord these things. Then the master of the house, being angry,
so the Lord got angry when he heard these things. Your excuses make God angry. That's the point. Your excuses make God angry. Because guess what? God knows that when you send in that bull jive excuse text to whoever you need to get that excuse to, God see you sitting there laying in your bed with Netflix on pause so you can type that message out real quick. God see it. Got the damn devil on you. Read on.
Said to his servant, Go out quickly into the streets and lanes of the city, and bring in hither the poor and the maimed and the halt and the blind.
The point is, the Lord is going to replace you. The time is going to come where God is going to replace you. A dispensation of the gospel has been committed unto you, meaning you only get a little piece of this truth, and then when your time is up, you're going to bug out. You're going to be offended by something. You're not going to understand something that comes out, and then you're going to be out there in the world, back in the club. Brothers, y'all going to be back smoking weed, hanging out with your little dumb buddies, watching the Super Bowl, and sisters, y'all going to be back in pants and booty shorts, twerking and doing all type of nonsense. We've seen it. We've seen it. All of a sudden, you don't know where your fringes are. Okay. Yep. We got brothers that we put out of here for iniquity. We run into them at the store. The nigga ain't got fringes on. Hey, bro, what's up with the fringe, bro? I know you ain't in the body, but now you looking all nervous and scared. Don't be looking nervous and scared. I ain't got no kingdom or no lake of fire to throw you in, bro. You better be fearing the Lord. The Lord seen you walking around here like this. You don't believe. You fake. You fake. Anyways, go to 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 29. Yeah. I'm going to skip some of this. This is a lot.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 7, verse 29.
Read.
But this I say, brethren, the time is short.
The time is short. Listen, we're at the last days. The time is very short. Come on.
It remaineth that both they that have wives be as though they have none.
Now, does this mean forsake your wife? Don't take care of her? No. But what it means is, listen, we got to make the main thing the main thing. Brothers, you've been called to do a great job in a ministry. You've been called to a new profession to go out and teach the people. That's your main calling. I'm sorry, brothers, but your wife comes second unto the Lord. She just do. That's just the way it's set up. Don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at Cap Naam. Don't get mad at Bishop. That's what the Bible says. So when you're using her as an excuse, we have history in the Bible where wife got unexcused, or should I say, she got excused. The Lord killed her and told the prophet, "You bet not shed one tear." Yeah, that's the type of God we serve. God don't care about your excuses. Oh, I don't got time, man. Me and my wife got okay, all right. Be as though what? Read it again.
But this I say, brethren, that the time is short. It remaineth that both they that have wives be as though they have none.
Come on.
And they that weep as though they wept not.
We don't have time for no crying. Your depression and all these types of stuff. Get over it. We got stuff to do. We got a people to save. We got people that don't have clean running water, that need the gospel taught to them so they can have some hope. We got stuff, we got serious things that we got to do. We real comfortable here in America. You got the luxury of being depressed. You got the luxury of feeling anxiety and balling up and watching Netflix and eating ice cream. Oh, I'm just so depressed. Our people ain't got that luxury over here in these other countries, second world, third world countries. They ain't got no, what is depression? What? Sister, shut up and go out in the sunlight. Go get some sun. Go get some vitamin D. Get some sun. Something's clearly wrong with you. Read on.
And they that weep as though they wept not.
Come on.
And they that rejoice as though they rejoice not.
Hey, I remember Captain Mattathias, somebody said a joke, and Captain Mattathias didn't laugh, and the brother asked him, this is a long time, he probably don't remember this, and the brother was like, Cap, that was funny. He was like, ain't no time to laugh. That's what he said. And I'll never forget that he said it. There's no time for that. There's no time for laughing. He probably will remember that. But he's like, there's no time for laughing. There's no time. And that's just what it is. We don't have time for all that type of stuff. Hey, you do something good. You do good works. Yes, listen. Hey, one hand clap. Let's get back to work. We ain't got time to throw a party every time you do something good. We don't have time for that. Come on.
And they that buy as though they possess not.
Yeah, we don't have time for you to be decorating your house and detailing your car, doing all this other type of stuff. I let my son detail my car. Yeah, whatever. He jack it up all the time, but it is what it is. Didn't clean none of the tires. Hey, yeah, man. Yeah, I was going to pay him, but, see, can't pay him. And then guess what he gave me, y'all? Guess what he gave me? An excuse. He said, "Oh, I couldn't see. It was dark." But he had a flashlight. Anyway, I'm just saying, these kids these days, they different. Okay, is there more on that?
No, sir.
Okay. All right, let's go to the next. Give me the next image. Give me the next image. I have more scriptures, but I'm going to just, y'all got the point. Here's the big one right here. Read that.
Blame shifting responsibility.
You blame somebody or you shift responsibility. It ain't your fault. Read that.
It's not my fault.
It ain't my fault. Come on.
It's not my job.
That's not my job.
Or someone else should have handled it.
Somebody else should have took care of that. Why, hey, brothers, why y'all ain't do that? Why you ain't do it?
Represents shifting accountability to others.
Right. Represents shifting accountability to others. Right. I remember when whatever, moving on. All right, give me Genesis 3:11. We all know this history with Adam and Eve, right? But we got to read it to bring it back to our remembrance and get the lesson from it.
Genesis chapter 3, verse 11.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, who told thee that thou wast naked?
Mm-hmm.
Hast thou eaten of the tree whereof I commanded thee that thou shouldest not eat?
Did you do what I told you not to do? Read.
And the man said, the woman whom thou gavest to be with me, she gave me of the tree, and I did eat.
So now, God is asking Adam something very simple. Did you eat of the tree which I told you not to eat? I gave you every tree that you can eat for free, freely eat every tree. But one I said you can't touch. Did you touch the one thing I told you not to touch? Because you know, Negroes, we like to focus on the one thing we don't got. We can't focus on all the blessings God gave us. We focus on the one thing we don't got. Yeah, that's Negroes. But the point is, Adam responded with blame towards who? And who else? He blamed God and he blamed Eve. He said, God, it was the woman, blamed the woman, that you gave me. Shifting the blame. Read on.
And the Lord said unto the woman, what is this that thou hast done? And the woman said, the serpent beguiled me, and I did eat.
So what the woman do? The woman blamed the serpent. The woman blamed the serpent. Now, let me tell y'all something about things like this, right? Now, when I was growing up, my mother and my grandmother smoked cigarettes, right? And I hated the smell of cigarettes. From a kid, I hated the smell of cigarettes. You know, to this day, I still hate the smell of cigarettes. You know that there is no planet that you will be able to offer me a cigarette and I would be tempted to smoke that cigarette. I mean, I'm not, it doesn't entice me. I hate the smell of cigarettes. I don't like when people who smoke a cigarette 5 minutes ago walk past me and I smell cigarette on them. I don't like it. So the point is, you can't tempt me with smoking a cigarette. I'm not going to do something that I don't have a desire to do. So when Adam blamed God and Eve, he blamed them for something that was in his spirit that he had a desire to do. He chose to do it. In the New Testament, Paul writes and said it was presumptuous. Adam wasn't deceived. The woman was deceived. Adam did it of his own fruition. You know what the problem is? The problem is when the lust matches the temptation. Now you in a conundrum. Now you in a battle. Yeah, brothers, you know when she walked by, you get the gooseneck, you lost the battle. You lost it, right? Give me that in, now we know that God didn't accept these excuses, right? Here in Genesis 3, the woman got plagued and cursed, and Adam got plagued and cursed. Now we have a lifespan, an expiration date, if you will. Okay, now go to 1 Samuel 15:1. We're going to have to read through this quick. There's some history. We got to get this, though.
Okay.
Or I might jump through. Okay, start at verse 1. Go ahead.
The book of 1 Samuel, chapter 15, verse 1. Samuel also said unto Saul, the Lord sent me to anoint thee to be king over his people, over Israel. Now, therefore, hearken thou unto the voice of the words of the Lord. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, I remember that which Amalek did to Israel, how he laid for him in the way when he came up from Egypt. Now go and smite Amalek, and utterly destroy all that they have, and spare them not, but slay both man and woman, infant and suckling, ox and sheep, camel and ass. And Saul gathered the people together and numbered them
Okay, so we're gonna skip through some of this, but those seem like very clear instructions. Go kill everybody and everything. Everything, kill everything moving. That's the God we serve. Kill everything. Go to the land of the Amalekites. Kill everything moving. Right? Jump down to verse 20.
1 Samuel,
hold on, 19.
1 Samuel chapter 15, verse 19. Wherefore then didst thou not obey the voice of the Lord, but didst fly upon the spoil, and didst evil in the sight of the Lord?
Come on.
And Saul said unto Samuel, Yea, I have obeyed the voice of the Lord, and have gone the way which the Lord sent me, and have brought Agag, the king of Amalek.
So hold up. Did God tell him to bring the king? What God tell him to do? Kill the king. So was there a miscommunication on God's behalf? Or was something wrong with Saul? Saul was bugged out. Read on.
and have utterly destroyed the Amalekites.
How the hell, how you utterly destroy the Amalekites, but you kept the king alive? Like, where and what how does that go together? This is when you're in the midst of sin and disobeying the Lord, you get stupid. You get stupid. I've seen it, man. I've seen some brothers. I've seen brothers that I looked up to in this truth get caught up in iniquity, and they sound stupid as hell. Brothers who brought me up in this thing. Brothers who was my counselor, my advisor at certain points in time. I've watched them turn stupid when they're in the midst of sin. That's what sin will do to you. Satan will have you looking stupid out here. Read on.
But the people took all the spoils, sheep and oxen.
Oh, now he's blaming who? The people. The army that he commands. Guess what, brothers? Hey, if you are over a group of men and those group of men go do something stupid, who's held accountable? You are, because you led those men to go do something stupid. Why you didn't shut it down? Why you didn't make sure it went according to plan? That's the job as a leader. Read on.
But the people took of the spoils, sheep and oxen, the chief of the things which should have been utterly destroyed, to sacrifice unto the Lord thy God in Gilgal.
So now he made an excuse and said, no, but they wanted to sacrifice it unto you, Lord. That's a damn lie. That's a lie. Anyway, that's blame. He's placing the blame on those people. He's placing, and the Lord, when you jump down to verse 28.
Verse 28, and Samuel said unto him, the Lord hath rent the kingdom of Israel from thee this day.
He is no longer king anymore.
And
you can't obey the Lord, you don't deserve to be king. Come on.
And have given it to a neighbor of thine that is better than thou.
Who's that? Who is that? Who's the kingdom? Who's the next king? Who's the next king? David. Okay, I'll pray y'all reading y'all's 4 chapters. Okay, cool. Give me the next image. This is the last one. Bring it up. Now, these are external circumstances. All right, read that.
External circumstance excuses. The timing isn't right.
The timing ain't right.
Or the situation isn't perfect. Involve blaming external factors beyond one's control.
So this is also like the last one, shifting the blame, but you blame things outside of your control, right? So you'll say, oh, the timing isn't right, or this ain't the right time, or the situation isn't perfect. I got certain circumstances or whatever. Read the next one. Flip to the next one and read this one.
Contributing and determining factors.
Now, this is a concept that I felt like was so heavy, right? Read that. Take me off picture so you can read it. All right, go ahead.
Contributing factors are factors that have an effect on the outcome.
So contributing factors, they have an effect on the outcome. Read.
But they are not the root cause.
They are not the root cause of the outcome.
These are out of your control.
Contributing factors are things you cannot control, right?
Determining factors have an effect on the outcome, but are based on your attitude and choices.
They are based on your attitude and choices. Determining factors. Read.
This is in your full control. Your determination determines the actions you take.
Right. How determined are you? Do you really want to do it? Do you really want to see this thing through? Now, the way we know that this is true is you can have 2 people born in the same house, same parents, same love, same everything. And one kid grows up to be a screw up and the other one goes forth and does the right thing, right? It's because one kid wanted to do right and the other kid didn't want to. One kid had the right attitude and made the right choices. The other kid didn't. The contributing factors were the same. That's why you had certain of our forefathers who were born in slavery and could not stand the fact that they were slaves and they were determined to be free, such as Harriet Tubman, Nat Turner, right? You had certain people who didn't lay down and take, while you had other slaves who just said, well, this is where we are. This is why you have the house Negro mindset and the field Negro mindset. Both in slavery. Two different type of mentalities. It's the mentality that you possess. Now, let's get some scriptures. Go to Proverbs 22 and 13. This also goes back to the analogy about the video editing. We tell brother, hey man, look, you a young brother, hey, we need you to help editing videos, but I don't got a computer. I don't know how to edit videos. All right, bro, that's cool. We can train you. Well, I don't got a computer though. You gonna buy me a computer, bro? You can get your own computer. You can do Afterpay and get it in 4 payments. Get your computer, bro. It's for the Lord. Oh no, got excuses. Read that.
Proverbs chapter 22, verse 13. The slothful man saith.
The slothful man. What does slothful mean, brothers? This is the lazy brother. He's shiftless. Come on.
There's a lion outside. There's a lion without. I shall be slain in the streets.
I can't go do that. There's a lion out there. What does the lion represent? An obstacle, right? Oh, well, I can't do this because I don't have a computer. I can't edit videos. I don't have a computer. Oh, well, I can't bake unleavened bread. I've never baked unleavened bread before. Oh, I can't sew fringes. I don't have a sewing machine. These are all stupid excuses. Come on, read it again.
The slothful man saith.
The slothful man says,
there's a lion without.
There's something out there I'm gonna get hurt. If I go out there and teach that gospel, I could get hurt. Read.
I shall be slain in the streets.
I might get hurt. I might go to jail. I mean, I could lose my job. Read.
The mouth of a strange woman.
No, that's it. Now, give me Numbers 13 and verse 30. Let's get this right here.
The book of Numbers, chapter 13, verse 30. And Caleb.
Hold on. We still flipping pages. Brothers ain't read Numbers in 2 years. I'm flipping pages too. I'm just joking. Okay, verse 30.
The book of Numbers, chapter 13, verse 30. And Caleb stilled the people before Moses and said, let us go up at once and possess it, for we are well able to overcome it.
We are well able to overcome it. Read.
But the men that went up with him said, we be not able to go up against the people, for they are stronger than we.
Now that is a contributing factor. When you go to war, you don't have no power. You don't have no control over how powerful the other army is. But if you have the determination to win the battle, guess what you're going to do? You're going to find a way. You're going to find a way to win. Come on.
Verse 32. And they brought up an evil report of the land which they had searched unto the children of Israel, saying, the land through which we have gone to search it is a land that eateth up the inhabitants thereof. And all the people that we saw in it are men of great stature.
There's a lion in the street. There's an external circumstance that we can't overcome. We can't do it. All right, guys, let's go back to Egypt. That's what they said. Read it. Watch.
Again. The land through which we have gone to search it is a land that eateth up the inhabitants
You already
thereof.
read that part. Verse 33.
Okay. Verse 33. And there we saw the giants, the sons of Anak, which come of the giants, and we were in our own sight as grasshoppers.
Really? Really? The men were so big, we were like grasshoppers unto them. Really? Sit your scary. Come on.
And so we were in their sight.
Read on.
Chapter 14, verse 1. And all the congregation lifted up their voice and cried, and the people wept that night. And all the children of Israel murmured against Moses.
You see that? You see what that evil report did? That scary report. That's why you can't have fearful and scary people around you. They'll have the people turn on you. You're ambitious. You ready to fight. You rallied up. You ready to go. And then here come these brothers bringing doubt, bringing fear. Come on.
And all the children of Israel murmured against Moses and against Aaron. And the whole congregation said unto them, would God that we have died in the land of Egypt, or would God we had died in this wilderness? And wherefore hath the Lord brought us unto this land, to fall by the sword, that our wives and our children should be a prey? Were it not better for us to return into Egypt?
You hear these people? That's y'all. That's us. That's our mindset. That's us. How many people, raise your hand if you knew somebody in here that ain't here no more. They went back to Egypt. I mean, that's where they at. They went back to Babylon. They out there doing whatever they want to do. Read.
Verse 4, and they said one to another, let us make a captain, and let us return into Egypt.
They said, we need a new leader, a leader to take us back to slavery. At least we had garlic and leeks and onions. That's the mindset of the people. So the point of the class is we have to be mindful of the excuses that we give. And the only reason why we should accept excuses, or the only reason why we accept excuses, is because we plan on giving excuses. If you don't give excuses, you don't have to take excuses. And if none of us in here take excuses, we'll be all the better for it as a congregation. We'll get more done. We'll be more successful in the mission that the Lord has set us to embark upon. All right? I pray y'all got something from the class.
What is a nation?
Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.
And finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord. His word